What if you could build a world-class outbound sales team for just a fraction of the cost? Well, today we're diving into a playbook that shows you exactly how. We're going to talk about engineering an autonomous sales system from the ground up, shifting the focus from just hiring more people to building a smarter machine. Let's get into it. All right, so to really get why this is such a game changer, we first need to understand the real problem we're solving. That salary you pay a sales rep, that's just the tip of the iceberg. When you factor in management, benefits, all the tech they need, the true cost for a single sales development rep or SDR skyrockets to almost $100,000 a year. That is a massive, massive investment for just one person. And here's where the inefficiency really becomes painful. We're spending nearly 6 figures on a skilled professional, but it turns out that up to 2/3 of their day, 2/3, is just lost to soul-crushing admin work. We're talking manual research, CRM updates, data entry. They're not actually selling, they're basically managing data. And you know, this isn't just about wasting money, it's about the human cost. Your team is literally drowning in these manual tasks. They're burned out by the middle of the afternoon, and even with all that effort, you're still falling behind on your targets. The traditional model, it's fundamentally broken. So, what's the alternative? Well, it requires a pretty big mental shift. We're introducing the idea of the $0 sales team. And the core idea is surprisingly simple. Stop trying to fix a system problem by hiring more people. Instead, engineer a better system. At the very heart of this new system is the AI sales agent. Now, it's really important to understand that this isn't just another automation tool. An agent is an autonomous system. It uses a brain, like a large language model, to perceive what's going on around it, to reason, and then to actually execute tasks to hit its goals. And here's the key difference, right? Traditional automation is rigid. It's just a bunch of if this, then that rules. An AI agent, on the other hand, is adaptive. It's not just plugging a name into a template. It's creating dynamic content on the fly, having intelligent back-and-forth conversations, and this is the real game changer. It learns from every single interaction to get smarter over time. Now, let's be super clear about something. This is not about replacing your entire sales team. That would be a huge mistake. The real goal here is augmentation. It's about building a bionic team where these agents handle all the high-volume, repetitive grunt work, which frees up your human reps to focus on what they're truly amazing at. So, how do we actually build one of these things? Let's break it down. Let's look at the anatomy of an AI agent. Just think of it like we're engineering a bionic salesperson from scratch. It really comes down to 3 core components that have to work in perfect harmony. First up, you have the brain. This is the large language model, the LLM. It's the cognitive engine. It does all the heavy lifting, the reasoning, the planning, the natural language. This is the part that allows the agent to think and decide what it needs to do next. But, you know, a brain is pretty useless if it can't actually do anything. So next up are the hands. These are all the APIs and tools that connect the agent to the real world. This is how it actually sends an email, updates a record in your CRM, or searches the web for the latest info. And finally, you need the nervous system. This is the orchestration framework. You can think of it as the connective tissue that links the brain's decisions to the hand's actions. It manages the entire workflow, it remembers what's already happened, and it makes sure tasks get completed reliably from start to finish. And these 3 parts, they operate in a continuous cycle that we call the agent loop. First, it perceives new information. Maybe an email reply comes in. Then it plans what to do next. Then it acts, using its tools to send a response. And finally, it reflects on the outcome to improve its next move. This is how it learns and works all on its own. Okay, now here's a pro tip. A really successful system almost never relies on one single do-it-all agent. The best way to do this is to build a specialized crew. I want you to think of it like an automated assembly line, where each station is a different agent and they're all working together to produce one thing, qualified meetings. So on this assembly line, you've got specialized roles. The prospecting agent, that's your scout, always out there scanning for buying signals. The outreach agent crafts and sends those personalized campaigns. As soon as a prospect replies, the conversation agent jumps in to handle objections and get them qualified. And then, the follow-up agent nurtures any leads that aren't quite ready, making sure no opportunity ever slips through the cracks. Each one just hands off to the next seamlessly. Okay, so this all sounds fantastic in theory, right? But how do you actually put it into practice without, breaking everything? Let's walk through the deployment playbook and see how we take this from a cool engineering concept to a real revenue-generating machine. The absolute key to success here is to take it slow. You do not go all in at once. First, define very clear goals. Then start small. Pilot the system with just a tiny fraction of your lead volume. Test it for at least 4 weeks and compare its performance directly against your human reps. And only after you have hard data proving it works do you start to scale it up, step by step. And what should you be measuring? Forget vanity metrics like email sent. You need to focus on what actually moves the needle. Lead response time. Agents can slash this from over a day to under 2 minutes. Positive reply rate. This tells you if your messaging is actually landing with people. And of course, the two most important, meetings booked and agent-influenced revenue. That is how you prove the ROI to anyone who asks.
And here it is. Here's the economic impact when you get it right. That $98,000 human cost we talked about, it gets replaced by a system that costs about $28,000 a year to run. That covers your APIs, cloud costs, everything. That is a 71% reduction in the cost to generate a lead.
The financial upside here is just staggering. And this isn't just about saving money, it's about compounding efficiency. Remember, these agents don't sleep, and they get smarter with every single interaction. That's why teams that roll this out strategically are seeing a return on investment of 300 to 500% within 6 months. The math is brutal, but it's undeniable. This is the new economics of outbound sales.
And let's bring it all back home. Remember that bionic team? This system is not about replacing talented salespeople. It is about liberating them from the 70% of their job they hate so they can focus 100% of their energy and their talent on the high-value work that actually closes deals. Building relationships, handling complex negotiations, and, actually selling. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Right now, as you're watching this, your competitor's AI agent is working. It's sifting through thousands of leads, finding perfect fit accounts, and sending out hyper-personalized emails at 2 in the morning. The only question is yours?